doing that quest there, which will also help me do that one there. I went over the mountainside for it. I'm only doing like trying to show you the main quests. Let's get it.
Realize this being as you're an outsider, but the blaring alarms indicate
I like his ability, mine. It's like
Lean, mean, and ready to kill germs.
That's the last of us.
you out there, whoever you are. Yes, I can see you. Come here and talk to me. Face the intercom. I can't tell if you're brave or simply touched in the head. What in the galaxy are you doing sniffing around my station? Unless you are, in fact, trying to suicide by Marauder? And you, Nyoka, what are you doing lugging a stranger into my station?
You could use the socialization, you son of a bitch. Also, she hired me.
To what purpose? I happen to have some significant problems I am dealing with right now. Marauders, running out of purple berry wine 3 days ago, not being able to bloody broadcast. No. We'll deal with information-related business later. As I said, there are bigger problems threatening my life and livelihood at this very moment. The Marauders want me dead. And since my hired hands have clearly turned idle, it appears I need you to clear out the threat. As my newest contractor, you may call me the Broker.
Or we can call you Hiram, on account of that's your damn name, and doubly on the account of the Broker being a dumbass alternative.
What? Everyone calls me that. Aside from you. See, Nyoka? I barricaded the broadcast center, but I can only hold out for so long. Clear the Marauders out, and I'll pay you double the going rate. They destroy the transmission equipment, and I'll be out of business. The elevator and doors to the second floor are back online. Hurry before I have to lock them down again.
You know what he said was, that's a stupid one to come up saying, was it for me? Double the money, innit? Double the going fee. Yeah.
Too many, considering I hired a bunch of no-good mercs to keep them out in the first place. Already they've caused considerable damage to the station's property. If they take down the broadcast equipment, I'll be out of a job, permanently.
What's in it for me? Yeah, that's what I don't get. You can get the weapon, like the lockers, or whatever they're called, bins or whatever, free. Right, that's
Hey, elevators to your right. Get ready.
I've still got more people to kill you. Elevators to the right, okay. What? Forty out of 55. Gotta find the elevator. Oh. Elite troop armor. Okay, let's have a look at that. 36. Stealth skills -5. Ah. No. Where's the left? Entering stealth.
Here we go! Get down!
He tries to kill something. You running away?
Customer, all germs and contaminants have been neutralized. Caution! I am a storm!
Burn, baby, burn. Disco Inferno. This bloke is on fire.
That's the last of them, I think.
What a pile of doo-doo. Level 4. How the hell did he survive long enough? I'll be stealing. What? Flamethrower. Flamethrower. I think I got the lightning version instead. Be good if you could make the other stuff. Phobic. Oh, is that because there's robots about? Oh, blinking hours and walk right past him. Haha.
Never thought I'd be ecstatic at having the walls painted in blood, but seeing as it's not mine, I'd say this calls for a celebration. This ought to square our debt. One hefty payment for a highly valued service rendered. But I admit, I do wonder why Nyoka has brought you to me. Allow me to pose my question in another manner. Why, in the nebula, are you here? Oh, great. I love doing pro bono work for friends.
Aw, you called us friends. I'd normally entertain your self-aggrandizing delusions, but this time it's important.
Important to you is not the same as important to me. Although I do recognize that you may have earned some goodwill during your months laboring for me. I don't believe that for a nanosecond, but if it'll get you out of my rapidly graying hair, fine. Look, I'll do what I can, all right?
Rebecca Hodges and Anders Wadsworth. They took a UDL contract back when Monarch went to shit, and I need to find them. I believe them to be on Terra 2.
If UDL hired 2 hunters back then, it would have been for creature clearing purposes, round 1 of their Spacer's Choice outposts. These are the coordinates for the outpost under the last UDL contract. Now scram. And, good luck. I knew it was only a matter of time before he came a-knocking. Look, I might be late, but I fulfill my contracts, always.
Oh, you do you? I have lost track of the number of beers you owe me for chasing raptidons off your stoop.
SAM units never need longer than necessary to complete the job. Quick, quiet, and efficient, SAM sees it done.
I take offense to that. Look, okay. It might take me a while this time. I am awaiting but a single incoming transmission containing the information we desire. But MSI and the Iconoclasts are clogging the airwaves from Stellar Bay and Amber Heights. In their war against each other, they're scrambling each other's outgoing transmissions. Exactly what I was thinking. They hurt us all with their pettiness. Which of course has inadvertently affected the incoming port and my livelihood. Amber Heights is one of the only surviving settlements outside of Stellar Bay. Graham Bryant and the Iconoclasts there got their hands on a working relay station. Now they're ceaselessly transmitting philosophist ramblings on my airwaves. No, they're jamming the limited frequencies we have at our disposal. Nothing extraplanetary can get in or out until the frequency pollution thins out. The safest bet is to convince Graham and Sanjar to stop transmitting on their end. Do what you like. Just don't tell me about it after. I enjoy sleeping at night. Is that a trick question? Because to answer it, you'd need to pay me. Of course, I could offer you a vastly more interesting bit of data instead. Try me. Ask me anything you'd like. I'll even offer it for free. We'll call it an exchange for your help with the broadcasts. Ask me what you will. What? No. Why would I go out of my way to intercept messages from Earth? There's no market for them. No buyer means it's not worth my time. Now, if you wanted me to intercept a certain one, that might be worth it for the right price. There are so many members. Do specify. If you try to cite me on this, I will deny. Do you understand? What I am about to reveal is the sort of information that gets a body disappeared. MSI's ownership of Monarch is technically legal, but it would give MSI too much power on the board to grant them such status. And for the chairman, if word of this were to get out. Of course, he has buried all proof of this under impenetrable piles of red tape. Luckily for you, I am a veritable font of information. Not much, admittedly. Phineas has been in hiding for the past 35 years. He got in touch with Nyoka first, who I use as a physical go-between. The rest is history. As far as what's between us, I mean. Outside of that, well, that's a raptidon of another color. I do know this much. There is a sharper side to the good scientist than you'd expect. If allegations are to be believed, the experiments he conducts for the greater good are in fact treasonous and for self-gain. I am not convinced as to the validity of these allegations, considering the source, but I am also not unconvinced either.
So sit on the fence.
Luckily for you, I am a veritable font of
Nothing I've got it for them.
How low you seemingly regard my trade. Nyoka, pick me up some stimulotion and a bottle of purple berry wine when you're next in Stellar Bay.
Nice. Scales. Why can't I upgrade anything? Blade Mark 2. Go find out that
Hell of a job.
not bad. Nice doggy. Got $5 now. And behind Starbay Ruins, south. Yeah, let's go there first. Don't fancy the long walk back, just in case the enemies have respawned by now. Blooming annoying. Last time was doing quite well, really. It's weird though, you can go to any other big building you go into. Well, people are usually stealing stuff, but everything there was free-ish.
Detecting unclean, sulfuric-steeped presence within the immediate vicinity. Again.
Live on Monarch a few years, and gets under your skin. Blood, breathing, taste it in everything you eat.
Replacement of faulty parts. Recommended.
Thank you again for retrieving the bolt. It's every bit as complex as I'd heard, but I'm up to the challenge. Anyway, what can I do for you? You think we're the problem? Have you even heard the nonsense Graham is spewing? It isn't easy keeping a town like Stellar Bay afloat, especially without the board's backing. We need that frequency to reach our trading partners. My, you know how to take control of a situation, don't you? It's warm in here. Is anyone else warm?
What he means to say is that we won't need that frequency once we're able to get MSI restored to the board.
If we can find proof that one of the companies on the board is also active on Monarch, that'll give me all the leverage I need. I knew you'd understand. Then it's good that I keep such meticulous notes. I've asked myself the same thing many times, especially seeing as the legal mechanisms we employed were part of the board's own bylaws. Not intentionally, though that's technically true. For many years, this planet was home to as many corporations as Terra 2. Back then, it was known as Terra 1. Really? I always thought they were refreshingly straightforward names. After all, the whole point of terraforming was to make them Earth-like.
Here, though, the results were mixed.
That ain't fair. They didn't leave on account of the hazards. They left on account of their cowardice. The hazards just gave them a reason to put to paper.
Sharp as ever, Nyoka. And as the other corporations began to tally their losses, they decided to pull out. That's also what I thought. Oh, we were young and bold then. Not unlike yourself. We saw the chance to improve working hours and conditions, to reform MSI from the ground up. Ah, so you've heard about our prior acquaintance. As far as I'm concerned, the less said about Graham, the better. Graham seemed like a reasonable man years ago, and we both agreed that MSI's treatment of its workers was untenable. I thought reforms would be enough. I didn't realize you wanted to abolish the corporate system entirely.
It's straight bullshit is what it is. A fabrication rich folks use to preserve their investments, by leaving a lot of people here to die slow.
Nyoka has the right of it. It's a legal provision that gives the board the authority to cordon off any planet or location that it deems dangerous. For the greater good. Allegedly. I'm all for reasonable regulations, but the board hasn't demonstrated the kind of peril that justifies cordoning off an entire planet. Much as I hate to say it, the board's leadership can be incredibly short-sighted at times.
Yep.
Why wouldn't anyone? They own nearly all the resources and infrastructure in Halcyon.
Yeah, that'd go a long way toward rebuilding our homes.
To be on the board is to be part of the colonial community, and being cut off means slow strangulation. Indeed, we've got to consider realities, not ideals. If membership on the board can ease our hardships and provide us with opportunities, then that's the path I mean to pursue. Besides, I'm hopeful that additional leverage on our part will allow us a more equitable relationship. Indeed. I've discovered it's much easier to negotiate from a position of power. And I don't mean to leave MSI or its people at a disadvantage. My hope is to maintain the reforms we've managed here, and who knows? Perhaps once we're restored, we could spread them to other corporations. Reforms are humane, but they're also good business sense. Exhausted, sick, and malnourished workers are not productive workers. Even a cursory review of the data bears that out. Anyway, we learned of a loophole in the corporate bylaws that would allow MSI to claim ownership of the entire planet once the other corporations pulled out, creating the perfect environment for us to enact these new reforms. That's what I thought. But the senior executives laughed in our faces and insisted we'd be relocating to Terra 2 along with everyone else. Many of us chose to stay behind. And as the most senior executive remaining, I ended up in charge of what was left of MSI. I moved forward with our planned reforms, as well as our strategy to assume ownership of the planet. Yet not long after I renamed it Monarch, the other corporations dislodged us from the board and began an official campaign to paint us as lawless savages. I don't know. Everything we did was legal and above board. We followed their rules, and yet they still found reasons to declare us outlaws. I do think there's something useful in a governing body like the board. Something that keeps us from anarchy, but I dearly wish it functioned differently. What can I do for you?
Carry on.
I can't talk to her anymore, no. No, she's had a date. Very rude. Oh, because they like me more, I can get the unavailable stuff. Gotta get these. What's that? End-rate damage, ooh, biggie.
You should know you're getting excellent reviews from across the company. What can I do for you?
Okay, I'll bite. What's with the auto mechanical following you around?
Warning! Sam's cleaning solvent has been known to cause cancer in laboratory sprats. Please stand clear when stream is engaged.
Huh? Okay then.
Actually, maybe I can fast travel to what? Graham. Let's try this quest then. Mission. Yeah, I can't remember what they called me. If you recall it. Things like quests, I know they should be reserved for, you know, like sword and sorcery type of ones with crossbows and things. Never know, maybe these guys could do a version of that where you go to different continents instead. You know, big massive level to start off with. Where you've got to win a boat, then go to another continent. Yeah. Right. Right, let's go check this out. So, weapons. Melee ones, yeah. 60, 109, 86. $182, that is, yeah. Level 19, yeah. Cool.
Sanitization incoming. Sanitation maintenance job fulfilled.
I think he's a bit quite powerful, really. Another one. Blooming heck. You shoot it with a machine gun. Jump on it with corrosive.
Mode activated.
Who else is fighting me?
Hello there. A word, if I may be so bold? Well now, here I thought those mantisaurs had peacefully exited the premises. But you're a simpler explanation. Thanks for the assistance. Name's Weston. Every once in a while I set up shop along these here roads. You find yourself in need of resupply, you come on by. Care to purchase a thing or two?
Ah! Mm-hmm. Corrosive. A lot of fire weapons, yeah. Oh. Oops. Sorry guys, I didn't know it'd be that big a fall. Big oops that was. Yep, so when it pauses it or anything like that, it'll take that off the recording. Sorry about that then. As long as it continues to run, it may be another part. Right. And he disappears. Oh, let me look at the body. Maybe he kills the bodies to sell the stuff. Only a little bit of a fall, see? Then.
I'd stake my reputation on this being an ambush.
Nasty.
From the auto loader. Strangely dressed Marauder. I'm not going to pick up the axe because there's a pile of poo-poo. Yeah, the robots don't say that much, so unfortunately. I don't know if you're going to even get a quest for the robot. It's for Sam. Oh my god, mines? I don't know if I can shoot these. Oh. I really don't want to put an extra magazine on him. Ow. Plasma mine. shouldn't have really got me, you know.
Issuing sanitation ticket. Error! Refill printer paper. Thank you. Customer, this area is utterly filthy.
Stay back. I may be wounded, but I'm still armed. How'd you get past my traps anyway? Just remember, I still got bullets, in case you get any funny ideas. What are you doing out here anyway? That feels a mite better. Wish I had something to give you, but I gnawed through my last Spratwurst an hour ago. Cave like this makes a handy place to store goods or hide out for a spell. And the traps usually keep gawkers out. Nice to know she cares. Catherine had us making drops for some big-shot client out here. And before you ask, I don't know who they are. Or were. The whole point of making drops in the middle of nowhere was to keep their identity and whereabouts a secret. The Marauders knew we were coming. Rigged the bridge with explosives and everything. If they found us, my guess is they found the client too. Last I saw, they were heading back up the hill. You'll see it on the right when you get out of here. If you got the sand to go after him, I'm sure Catherine can reward you for your trouble. Me? I'm headed back to Fallbrook, just as soon as I've caught my breath.
Mm-hmm. See, not even them is stealing.
Great work.
Compass. Shame it wasn't a golden compass. Couldn't even teleport to where the world's end. The vermin. Heavy. 123 damage. Yep, and it's worth 79. Must be low level vermin then. $123. That still does 182. That's level 22 though. That's level 14. 123. $171. So I gotta level it up then. Got grip and attack. That one's just grip and attack as well. Grip and attack. Same thing, yeah. Get rid of one of these, yeah. Okay, 82, 70.
Muting volume now.
But then, thanks for watching, those who watched. Yep. I'm just trying to record some of the main missions and certain side missions, like with Parvati. I've done most of her missions. Just gotta wait until I'm allowed to go to another planet. Thank you very much. We'll call it here. Go down for some food and a drink. Yep, steak and chips. And catch you. Do some more streaming tomorrow of this and possibly XCOM 2 War of the Chosen, when I'm in the middle of attacking one of the chosen spaces. Au revoir, das Britannia, ciao. Sgtlance1974's signing off.